O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order, order. Thank you, Angela. That was beautiful, as you always are. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to introduce a newcomer here to offer our invocation. His first time here as a deacon. Deacon Joe Cannon, who's the deacon of St. Joseph's of the parish family of Summit of the Panther Valley. Deacon Cannon, please.
That's a movie.
And the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the 23rd Psalm we read, He leads them behind restful waters. Lord, we ask that you continue to lead the souls of our brothers and sisters who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. They gave their lives. We ask that they now be resting in your peace. We also ask that you send your Spirit down upon us, that as we remember and honor them today, we will continue to remember and honor them, not only today, Memorial Day, not only during the month of May, but every day of the year. And we ask things in your name. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Thank you, Deacon Cannon. United they stood, and united they sacrificed. Just before Election Day in 2018, an American soldier in Afghanistan posted on Facebook. He wrote, "As the USA gets ready to vote in our own election Tuesday, I hope everyone back home exercises their precious right to vote, and that whether the Republicans or the Democrats win, that we all remember that we have far more as Americans that unites us and than divides us. United we stand, divided we fall. God bless America," end quote. The soldier who posted those wise words was a member of the National Guard and was described as a proud Republican. His family likely had little interest in the actual results of the election. It mattered not that he was also the mayor of North Ogden in Utah. When Election Day arrived in Utah, so did the Honor Guard, accompanying his remains. The flag-draped casket of Major Brent Taylor, husband of one, father of 7, and inspiration to millions. Utah weeps for them today, his state's lieutenant governor wrote on Taylor's family. He could have added that this nation wept as well. A veteran of 2 tours in Iraq, Major Taylor was killed when a cowardly member of the Afghan National Security Forces opened fire on him during an insider attack near Kabul. Major Taylor did not need to serve in the military. Like all U.S. veterans of the global war on terrorism, he was chosen to serve in the military. Even though many fallen heroes from previous wars may have been conscripted into service, there is always a way out of those committed to avoiding such danger. On June 6th this year, the world will observe the 75th anniversary of Normandy invasion. American Legion Commander Brett Rystad will lead a delegation to the sandy shores of France, paying respect to thousands of Allied heroes who gave their lives to liberate a continent. Labels that we hurl today, like Democrat, Republican, red state, and blue state, matter little when facing mines and machine gun fire when charging a beach. Politics are irrelevant to a family that hears the words, "We regret to inform you." In fact, Joanne Steen, a behavioral health counselor and Gold Star widow, recently wrote a book with the same title, "We Regret to Inform You." The Gold Star parent, she writes, "The reality that your child is dead comes in doses. Reality doesn't have sensitivity or good manners, and you may be confronted with a harsh dose when you least expect it. Likewise, reality seems to operate on its own arrival schedule. When one witnesses the actual reality of heroes dying, it's easy to mistake their missions as failed. Private Andy Rooney, who would later achieve fame as a 60 Minutes commentator, was a correspondent for the Stars and Stripes during World War II. He interviewed a number of D-Day veterans. All they saw was dead friends, Rooney remembered. Guys drowning in the water and dead people around them. And back in London headquarters, they were calling it a great victory, a great success. It didn't look like a success to the guys who were fighting, but it turned out it was, in fact, a success. And the guys who were up close and saw it firsthand were wrong, and the people who had the grand view of it were right. We continue to lose heroes every day in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria, and in military training accidents and missions around the world. Some were only teenagers. Many were just in their 20s. Regardless of their age, families, they are forever young, healthy, and strong. From the American Revolution to our current operations against terrorism, 1 million American men and women have made the supreme sacrifice while serving in wars and conflicts. We honor all of them, not just those with the highest medals or the heroes who fought in the most famous battles. They all died so we continue to cherish the things that we love: freedom, country, and family. That is why we are gathered here on Memorial Day today, to honor the memory of our fallen warriors who have given everything for their country. We are also reminded on this day that in each generation, brave men and women will always step forward to take the oath of allegiance as members of America's armed forces willing to fight, and if necessary, die for the sake of freedom. As Legionnaires, we are pledged through the preamble of our organization's constitution to preserve the memories and incidents of our association in the Great Wars. This solemn promise is on the back of each American Legion membership card. Yet, we do not remember our fallen brothers and sisters in arms because of an edict or obligatory ritual. We do so because we want to. And we want to be there for their families, long after the battlefield guns have silenced and the bombs stop exploding. The children of our fallen warriors will still be missing a parent. Spouses will be missing their life partners. Parents will never stop grieving for their heroic sons and daughters that died way too early. We need all of them here, for all of them. Nobody can replace these fallen heroes, especially in the eyes of their families. But we can offer our shoulders to cry on and assurance that their loved one's sacrifice will not be forgotten. Maybe we can contribute in ways such as handling the car repair, babysitting, or mowing the Gold Star mother's family's lawn. We cannot bring back the departed, but we can honor their sacrifice by caring for those whom they love the most. As Americans, we should all remember that freedom is not free. It's only possible because of our fallen heroes have paid its high price. A price paid which enables us to have ceremonies and observances like this in communities across our great country. Major Brent Taylor called on us to be unified. When we consider the sacrifice that he and his brothers and sisters in arms made for us, it's at least we can do for them. God bless you all, God bless America, and God bless our fallen heroes. Thank you. I would like to now call on Erica Tout, a Panther Valley High School student, for her to recite General Logan's order.
1968 is designated for the purpose of strewing with flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of comrades who died in defense of their country during the late rebellion, and whose bodies now lie in almost every city, village, and hamlet churchyard in the land. In this observance, no form or ceremony is prescribed, but posts and comrades will, in their own way, arrange such fitting services and testimonials of respect as circumstances may permit. We are organized comrades, as our regulations tell us, for the purpose, among other things, of preserving and strengthening those kind of fraternal feelings which have bound together the soldiers, sailors, and marines, who united to suppress the late rebellion. What can aid more to assure this result than by cherishing tenderly the memory of our heroic dead, who made their breasts a barricade between our country and its foe? Their soldier lives were the veil of freedom to erase in chains, and their death a tattoo of rebellious tyranny in arms. We should guard their graves with sacred vigilance. All that the consecrated wealth and taste of the nation can add to their adornment and security is but a consecrated wealth and taste of the nation. This is but a fitting tribute to the memory of her slain defenders. Let no wanton foot tread rudely on such hallowed grounds. Let pleasant paths invite the coming and going of reverent visitors and found mourners. Let no vandalism of avarice or neglect, no ravages of time, testify to the present or to the coming generations that we have forgotten as a people the cost of free and undivided republic. If other eyes grow dull and other hands slack, and other hearts cold in the solemn trust, ours shall keep it well as long as the light and warmth of life remain in us. Let us then, at the time appointed, gather around their sacred remains and garland the passionless mounds above them with choicest flowers of springtime. Let us raise above them the dear old flag they saved from dishonor. Let us in this solemn presence renew our pledges to aid and assist those whom they have left among us as sacred charges upon the nation's gratitude, the soldiers and sailors, widow and orphan. It is the purpose of the Commander-in-Chief to inaugurate this observance with the hope it will be kept from year to year, while a survivor of the war remains to honor the memory of his departed comrades. He earnestly desires the public press to call attention to this order and let its friendly aid in bringing it to the notice of comrades in all parts of the country in time for simultaneous compliance therewith. Department commanders will use every effort to make this order effective. By command of John A. Logan, Commander-in-Chief.
Thank you, Erica. I'd like to now call on the Panther Valley High School Band under the direction of Mr. Mark Rice for a patriotic selection. Now it's time for the placing of the memorial wreath. Today we have asked 94-year-old World War II veteran who was part of the fight in the Battle of the Bulge, and also the longest member of our American Legion post with 74 continuous years as a member of the Legion. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Bucky Brimmer. Watch that one step up. I asked Buck if he would like to make a couple comments, and he said, I got them written down. They're right in my pocket here. So Buck's going to say a few words.
First, I'd like to thank the Lansford American Legion for all the hard work been done by the men and women who make up the Lansford Legion. This program today is not made possible because of them. I would like to thank all of you in attendance this morning. Thank you for showing your support to our fallen comrades this Memorial Day. Finally, I want to thank all the men and women who have served and continue to serve the United States of America in all branches of American military service. God bless them all, and God bless America. Thank you.
And now it's time for our guest speaker. Many of you have seen him here in the past, but we never really asked him to come up and say a few words. So today's his day. Major General New is currently the Senior Army Instructor for the Panther Valley Junior ROTC. He is retired from active duty on September 1st, 2014, after completing over 20 years of active duty service. He first enlisted in 1990, and he served in the Army Reserve in Harrisburg. Then he went on and went to college, and he received the U.S. Army Green Gold Scholarship to attend Austin Peay State University in Clarksville, Tennessee. After completing his education in 1997, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Armor Branch. And his military and civil education include Army Infantry Basic and AIT Air Assault School, Armor Officer Basic and Advanced courses, Scout Platoon Leaders, and many more. And his civilian education, he has held the Bachelor of Science of History from Austin Peay State University, Masters of Education in Adult and Continuing Education from Kansas State University, and a Masters of Science in Sports Leadership from Duquesne University. His awards and decorations include the Meritorious Service Medal, the Army Accommodation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, and the Army Good Conduct Medal, Army Service Award, two awards of the National Defense Award, Global War on Terrorism Award, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Award, Iraqi Campaign Medal, 4 Overseas Bars, the Korean Defense Ribbon, and Draper Leadership Award for Best Troop Company Sized Unit in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General New.
Thank you all for attending. Before I get started, I'd like to recognize a few people. First, Nate and the American Legion Post 123 team for putting this all together. Please, a round of applause for them. The Panther Valley Band under Mark Chris, they do a job every year. I get the joy of hearing them starting practice at the beginning of the year and putting the final product together now. So I can tell you it's a growth process, and it's definitely worth the effort. So thank you, Mr. Chris and the band. And the three speakers today from Panther Valley, some of them were Joel, coerced, and everything else to do it. But once they do it, they always get that feeling of pride and a sense of realism. So I'm glad that they showed up today. So thank you, our three speakers from the high school. And unfortunately, I got to follow somebody's footsteps that I don't think I'm really qualified to do, and that's Mr. Buck Firmer over here, who gave more to our country than I probably ever will in my life. So thank you, Buck, for coming out. So today we gather to remember our heroes who have gone before us to protect our freedoms, not only our freedoms, but their freedoms of their brothers and their sisters in their own arms. I was researching a lot of Memorial Day. Everybody has a little thing about to say Memorial Day, about what it is and how it came about, but I think this was a good summarization. Author Claudia Pemberton is a resident of West Virginia, and she wrote a book, several books about patriotism and valor, but one of the quotes that stepped out to me is, "America without her soldiers would be like God without his angels." And that kind of sticks out a little bit when you think about what today is. You see around what Memorial Day started as and how it became about. It started as a result of the Civil War. The country was torn apart, brothers fighting against brothers, families against families, and scars that were running deeper than most of us could ever imagine. Yet they found a way to heal. And that healing process started on days like this, Memorial Day, when it also was known as Decoration Day. When the nation healing process, they turned to their war dead. How do we solve our problems? How do we overcome our strife? How do we overcome our burdens? Well, I think they served as an example of don't let our death go in vain. Remember, we are here to help you, guide you, and protect you. The sacrifice for one is better than sacrificing for none. We move forward to Logan's orders when they declared it officially, Decoration Day. There is no script for it, and that's fine. And it became more formalized as we move forward in the 20th century as Memorial Day. So we stand here today on the shoulders of great ideas and the war heroes and the debts that we sacrifice. War heroes such as those who are around us every day and we don't even realize it. Our angels truly are in our midst every day. They guide us and protect us. When we're on deployments overseas, we feel their presence as soldiers. We feel their presence in the form of your family members' support and also you. But we really feel it whenever times are tough. But although we're deployed with them, they're always here protecting you. If you look around and we drive through, you'll see various names on these banners, these hero walls. Soldiers like Whitehead, Gedalia, Colonel G, I don't know if I pronounced it wrong, I apologize, Gia Tisano. These guys and gals who declared our freedoms work for us every day. Jelly, I'm sorry, who died for us, and while they're dead, they're still protecting us. So on days like this, when you feel a gentle breeze or the weather cleared just right, the last couple of years, it's always been a little quirky. All of a sudden, when we start ceremonies, the weather gets nice. That's the angels of God or our soldiers giving us the effort to know that we got your back. Take some time, remember what you need to do for this year. And remember, our death is not in vain. These angels overlook us every day. And without them, we aren't able to be successful as our country. As today is all we are strife and we are torn, our country is always stronger because we turn to our veterans for examples. And the best veterans we can ever turn to are the ones who've given their lives for us. So as we continue on today's festivities on a nice sunny day, enjoy the cookouts. Enjoy your family time, because that's what soldiers want you to do. They don't ask for much. We don't ask for much. But all we want you to do is to enjoy the liberties and the freedoms that you have and use them every day. And the angels will protect over you every day without fail. Standing vigilant, remember their ultimate mission is to guide and protect us as a country. Remember, freedom isn't free, and that we are also servant leaders before we are to our community, before anything else. So finally, it's an honor to speak to you today as we remember our departed soldiers. They stand vigilant for us and will always be there for us no matter what. Whether it's memorials like the ones behind me, names that you may remember, some that you don't remember, have given the ultimate sacrifice so we can stand today and do what we need to do. And enjoy a cookout, a beer, a soda, or water, family time, or whatever makes you happy on these unofficial starts of summer. But remember, the angels are always watching over you, protecting you and guiding you, giving you that little nudge when you don't feel like you need to do it, giving that little nudge to remind you that community should come first. And protecting that community above all else remains pride, and it remains number one priority for all of us soldiers. So remember, they are overwatching us, protecting us silently on guard, ensuring our principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are preserved, while challenging us to remain vigilant to the sacrifice required to have our freedoms. Just like angels who serve God, our departed soldiers give us a tap on the shoulder every now and then to remind us the importance to serve our neighbor without reward or extra pay, if necessary, give our lives to defend our freedoms. God bless America. God bless our fallen soldiers. May they rest in peace. But remember, they are always overwatching us in their new mission. Thank you all.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention the few improvements we made around the monument here in the past week. If you can notice, the two big trees are cut down. I'd like to give a shout out to the volunteers who helped cut the trees down, the Lansford Council for allowing the borough workers to come down with the dump truck and the loader and clean them up and everything. It kind of opened this up more and made it look a lot nicer here. And Tim Midas and Ruthie for planting the new fresh annual flowers here. Hopefully during the summer, the monument will look nice all the way through until through the fall. So thank you to everybody who helped in cleaning the monument. I'd like to now call on to recite Flanders Field, Miss Kaylin Gould of Panther Valley High School student. Kaylin? Again, I'd like to call on Mr. Mark Christ and the Panther Valley Band to play another patriotic musical selection. Now to offer remarks on Memorial Day, I'd like to call on our post commander and Air Force veteran, Nathan T. Kreitzer. Nathan.
you, Monk. Good morning, everybody. As Monk said, I'm Nate Krejcir, and it's my privilege to serve as commander of the J. Wesley Garland, Manic, Boyle, Zonka Whitehead American Legion Post 123. I don't want to turn this into a State of the Legion address, but I want to thank all our members, and I really think in our recent history, the Legion is stronger than it has been in a long time. We're continually getting new members and members that want to help and do good things and do the right thing and make sure we continue to provide and show 100% Americanism in tribute to our fallen service members. I'm proud to say that in a world where veterans organizations are dwindling, 1/3 of our post is now Global War on Terror vets that have stepped up to fill in the shoes of those who came before us. And to all the guys in the Legion and girls, I thank you, and I'm very honored to be the commander. And I could name everybody, but I don't want to take too much away from the day. Throughout the last year and a half, we undertook a huge project, that is the Hometown Heroes banners, and that was in preparation for the Veterans Day Parade, which we hosted last year, as well as Memorial Day this year. To date, we've hung over 170 banners throughout the borough, but I feel that's just a fraction of the number of sons and daughters of Lansford that answered the call to service. Unfortunately, as you look around town, we hung quite a few banners of men who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. We were able to, though, through an anonymous donation, hang the banners of J. Wesley Garland, who died in World War I, Joseph Manick, and Hugh Boyle, who died in World War II, and Aloysius Zonka, who died in the Korean conflict, around our town. And Major Whitehead was hung, as you can see, last year. So all 5 of our Legion's namesake, who the post is dedicated to, are now hanging throughout the borough. And I'm really proud of that, and I would like to thank that donor who wished to remain anonymous. We have a constant reminder of their sacrifice on our post, of the 5 men that the post is named for, and they're framed in the center of our post home and lighted at all times when the post is open. And I really am glad to see they're now out in the borough as well. You don't have to look far